CBD treat Parkinson's disease. According to Wikipedia, Parkinson's disease, Hebrew, Parkinson's disease, is a degenerative disease of the nervous system, advanced slowly and is characterized by disorders of motor atypical, which occurs due to the lack of a conductor neurotransmitter dopamine in the background degeneration group cells black substance, substantia nigra, in the brain. It is named after the English physician James Parkinson. Legitimate disease expression level is decrease in the number of neurons in the brain dopamine receptors group. Parkinson most common disease among the elderly population, but also has its cases in young people. Prevalence of the disease in about 4% of the adult population, over age 60. CBD treat Parkinson's disease. A pair of researchers in 1980, Brady and Ulster, found CBD active material more effectively treat diseases tested their marijuana treatment. Brady and Ulster found the specificity of CBD to THC facts contrary to the mind without running the parts of his psychoactive and found it more suitable for patients' neurodegenerative diseases, due to the chemical qualities cell level and the way in which the material helps CA at the cell membrane. In addition, the article continued their work in 2011 found that marijuana is rich in CBD, however the percentage of its low CBD does not harm memory. Testers in the case of Parkinson's patients also benefit the results of their memory. Research continues his work in 2013. The researchers found that marijuana saturation in the CBD, however the percentage CB low enough to allow keeping working memory and much better than our, due to the results of the experimenters, sufferers of neurodegenerative diseases. CBD treat Parkinson's disease. Due to hear more from the 70 about the quality cannabis plant relieves symptoms of Parkinson's disease have been many studies at several universities around the world about the effect of this. For example, an anonymous research carried out at the clinic in Prague, motor disorders due to neurological deterioration, found that almost 50% of patients with Parkinson's disease showed that consumption screaming marijuana eases the symptoms of the disease. Permanent medical staff continued research to examine these findings and scientifically explaining according to biological and chemical tools available. This has been the way research assuring the plant operator receptors, including the various active ingredients in plants and their effects, so they knew to look for further studies. We specify the effect of the active CME quite different receptors in the brain that are responsible for neuronic degeneration manifests itself in Parkinson's disease. CBD treat Parkinson's disease. In September 2014 a study at the university in Brazil made a note to find the cause CME relieve symptoms of Parkinson's disease. Staff researcher at the University of São Paulo took 119 people with Parkinson's and find out which 21 patients were divided into 3 groups. Selected patients were those who had psychiatric disorders as part of the symptoms of the disease, only those patients with physical and motor symptoms. Disputes following groups. A control group received placebo group received a dose CME enough of 75 million grams a day and a group receiving a dose of 300 milligrams CME quite a day. The study found that patients who received a dose of 300 mg voted on improving the quality of life in general and decrease motor symptoms of Parkinson's disease. CBD treat Parkinson's disease. In 2013, British Pharmacology magazine published an article summarizing the conclusions of the studies includes many related neurodegenerative diseases arising as Parkinson's disease. These studies examine the effect of different receptors in the brain CME enough and how they affected the counting those neurons dopamine receptors. The article points out various studies on measurements made on the impact of the CB1 receptor, CB2, and measurement of the activity of the immune system in the brain membrane. The article points to a significant helping the CIAME enough is B's Richt power material gives part of the immune system in the brain to replace neurons that cares for sick and dying. CB1 receptor, for example, is a virtue to count them in groups of dopamine receptors in 50% higher than patients who did not receive the drug. The article concludes that the author stresses the help of CB1 receptor for increase of number of receptors is significant help against neurodegenerative diseases arising. CBD treat Parkinson's disease. Another product from the CBD virtues of Parkinson's patients is strengthening the immune system, including this brain. In studies conducted in 2000, 2006 and 2012, the researchers found that in addition to all the qualities of the CBD is also contributing to the body's immune system, that specific brain. The researchers found that CBD prevents inflammation in the nervous system through experiments conducted on mice. It should be noted that the studies were done on mice, not humans, but due to nervous systems are similar, especially in terms of receptors, that the researchers were able to point out that research on the effects of CBD against inflammation in the brain due to chemical activity of the CBD and the fact that at the molecular level its molecules bind themselves to receptors and stimulate the natural healing process of the body's nervous system. CBD treat Parkinson's disease. An article published in 2011 brought together into the conclusions of several studies about the qualities of helping white nervous cell and somatic cells synthesize, including DNA. In the laboratory, researchers suggest that CBD helps that the active carbon in building relationships within the cell nucleus, which helps cloning and DNA synthesis, which is the genetic material of the cell. Some studies have been able to vote on the matter makes manipulation CBD anti-inflammatory system capabilities in the context of the CBD increased carbon bonds and molecules of DNA during cell duplication.